out of due respect for the Committee on Justice. But since we noticed na I think some copies are already circulating online, we'd like also to give you proper context doon sa sulat na yun. And that's why Attorney Sheila here will read the pertinent portions of that letter para po maintindihan hindi lang ninyo, pati na rin ng ating mga kababayan.
Good afternoon, everyone. We thank you for coming today. And I think this is on short notice. We appreciate everyone's work to keep the public well informed on the development of the impeachment complaints against the Vice President. I'm Sheila. That's right. I confirm that the defense team sent a letter addressed to Representative Luiso, the chairperson of the Committee on Trustees. This was dated March 24, 2026. This letter was sent in response to the invitation extended to us by the committee. Just so there is context to the letter that was sent, even as we had observed from the hearing that was conducted earlier, that this letter was also tackled by the committee. We would just read the pertinent portions so that the public is also informed of the reason or the reasons stated in this letter on why the respondent and the defense team did not participate in the hearing today. So under these circumstances, and considering the public statements made by the chairperson, it appears that the committee intends to conduct a trial. However, with due respect, the Constitution vests the authority and power to conduct trial solely in the Senate, and this is clear and explicit in Section 3, Paragraph 6, Article 11 of the 1987 Constitution, which, as you know, states that it is the Senate that shall have the sole power to try and decide all cases of impeachment. The Constitution is thus clear. It is only the Senate that can conduct trial in all cases of impeachment, while Section 3, Paragraph 2, Article 11 allows the committee to conduct a hearing for purposes of submitting its report to the House of Representatives within 16 session days from Rivera. The same does not give the committee any power or jurisdiction to conduct any form of trial, whether mini or full blown, much less receive and try any evidence. That impeachment rules must be compliant with the Constitution is made clear in Francisco versus House of Representatives, wherein the Supreme Court declared Section 16 and 17 of Rule 5 of the Rules of Impeachment Proceedings adopted by the 10th Congress unconstitutional. And in doing so, the Supreme Court aptly reminded it is basic that all rules must not contradict the Constitution, which is the fundamental law. In light of these, while the invitation for the respondent and counsel to participate in the committee's mini trial is well noted, we cannot, however, do so at this point on the ground that the committee and or the House of Representatives, as well as any of its members, lack jurisdiction to conduct any form of trial or exercise any of its instruments. Absent such jurisdiction, any attempt to proceed in the nature of any form of trial or to invoke powers ancillary to it is unconstitutional. Consequently, the respondent puts on record her objection to any requests, motions, similar efforts aimed at obtaining or fishing for supposed evidence through processes that necessarily presuppose the existence of local authority and jurisdiction under the Constitution, which in this case is absent. As timely stated in the appearance and consolidated answer both made at Coteram, the respondent does not waive any jurisdictional or other objections she has to these proceedings, nor her right to seek the appropriate legal remedies. Nonetheless, she is prepared to meet the charges against her before the proper jurisdiction.
Thank you. Thank you. We will now